I will invite Judith Cardenas. Judith has a company. She's a co-owner and a providing services to disabled tourists who visit Cancun and Riviera Maya. She has been working with municipal and local government project in favor of people with disability. So I think she's very qualified to start talking about destination accessibility. So it's for you to go, Judith.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. I feel better if I stand up. Hello, my name is Judith. I'm from Cancun, Mexico. I'm going to talk about Cancun and the Riviera Maya as accessible destinations for travelers with disabilities. And I don't have too much time, so I want to go. Maybe I'm going very, very fast, but that's the rules. So who in this room has been in Cancun or the Riviera Maya? Oh, so I don't need to tell you anything. That's it. Well, Cancun is located at the southwest of Mexico in the Quintana Roo state in the municipality Benito Juarez. Maybe you have heard about the Cancun, but about the tourism, we have in the 32 kilometers long the hotel zone. We have 148 resorts, 30,000 rooms, and we receive 4 million tourists in Cancun. The Riviera Maya, sometimes when the people is buying some package, they say you are going to Cancun and you are in the Riviera Maya, and it's vice versa. So the Riviera Maya, it's a area for 130 kilometers. It's very close to Cancun. Is the municipalities Benito Juarez, Solidaridad, and Tulum. So we have three important cities, which is included in the Riviera Maya, which is Playa del Carmen, Puerto Morelos, and Tulum. So in those places, they have developed touristic services. So this is the Riviera Maya. The Riviera Maya and the 130 kilometers, they have 391 rooms, resorts, 41,000 rooms, and they have all the time very high levels of occupancy in the resorts, so they are busy almost all year long, and the tourists stay for almost 6 nights, more than 6 nights. Cancun was born, this city was born in 1974, so it is 40 years from now. And the Riviera Maya, although those cities that I mentioned to you, they already exist from many time ago. The Riviera Maya as a brand, it started in 1999, so it's pretty new, 15 years old. And I have here Hurricane Wilma. Maybe you have heard about that big hurricane. He hit us in the Cancun area and it's destroyed everything. Why do I talk to you about the Hurricane Wilma? Is because for our destination in Cancun and the Riviera Maya, this hurricane brings us accessibility to the destination. So it was the path of Hurricane Wilma by Cancun, so everything was destroyed. Nothing was good in need conditions, so we stopped operation for 2 weeks. We clean it and we start to rebuild it again. And now we rebuild. They renew the buildings with taking care of the accessibility in their buildings. So Hurricane Wilma for us was excellent. Yeah, that's the truth. Now I have talk to you about what is the Riviera Maya, what is Cancun, how many rooms and visitors. But let's talk about tourism and accessibility. The important things to receive travelers with disabilities in this area, well, it's important the transportation, the airport, having a good airport is important, the hotels, and the transportation, ground transportation is very, very important too. So let's talk about the airport. In Cancun receive 17 million travelers. We have 4 terminals. One is not accessible, one is some accessible, and one that is very new, the Terminal 2 and FBO for private flights, they are very, very accessible because they are very new. So this is the Cancun airport, and they have built them with many, with accessibility in their building. So this is the reception, information, and that's it. Okay. What about the hotels? A lot of people ask me if we really, in Mexico, if we really have accessible resorts. So yes, not too much. And we have less rooms in the Riviera Maya, in Cancun, than in the Riviera Maya. Obviously, because the Cancun infrastructure is older than in the Riviera Maya. So the most, here I have an example of the most accessible resort I have found in Cancun. So it's Westin Laguna Mar. And in Cancun, it's important to know, in Cancun we have the 30,000 rooms we have in Cancun, only 134 are accessible. So it's very few, it's less than 1%. I don't want to talk about laws and regulations about this, but this is the reality. But we are taking, every time we are having more rooms, accessible rooms in those areas. So this is the Westin Laguna Mar. The restroom is very good. They have low areas in the room, but the most important to know, after WIMA, they build this pool, zero entry pool, so no problem with that. And it's the only in Cancun, I think in all the Riviera Maya, is the only with a pool lift. So nobody has a pool lift, just Westin Laguna Mar. Well, they have Riley, and in the Riviera Maya, we have 394 resorts, 176 has accessible rooms. We don't have the total amount because we are not taking measure of all those numbers, but this is one example of the Riviera Maya, the Occidental Gran Xcaret. In the Riviera Maya, we don't have too much troubles with the resorts because they are very new, so not too much problem with that. So transportation, well, like 3 years ago, the public transportation started with the new buses with ramps, so they can travel along the hotel zone. There are 2 maritime for crossing to the island. We have close to Cancun. And well, private transportation, as Cancun Accessible and other companies doing the accessible transportation, private ground transportation. So I want to show you a video of Ricardo from Brazil. I want to show you a video of what we do in Cancun Accessible. I don't want to talk too much, so I will gonna let you with the video. Hola, soy Judith Cardenas, directora general de Cancun Accesible, empresa proveedora de servicios a turistas y residentes con discapacidad que visitan Cancún y la Riviera Maya. Por favor, acompáñanos a conocer nuestros servicios. Cancun Accesible es una empresa 100% mexicana que desde hace 9 años trabaja incansablemente todos los días por ayudar a que las personas con discapacidad física, con movilidad reducida o necesidades especiales puedan disfrutar de las bellezas del Caribe mexicano. Trabajamos cada día para proveer servicios turísticos de calidad, atención personalizada, precios justos y una amplia disponibilidad de equipos a viajeros y locales con discapacidad y a sus acompañantes. Y de esta manera poder hacer de sus vacaciones en Cancún, la Riviera Maya y toda la península de Yucatán una grata experiencia. Para Cancún Accesible, la transportación terrestre adaptada es vital, por lo que nuestras flotillas de camionetas fueron adaptadas pensando en la seguridad y comodidad de nuestros clientes, lo que nos lleva a utilizar rampas manuales fabricadas en acero ionizado, con el que se fabrican los aviones, que las hace muy ligeras pero muy resistentes, llegando a soportar hasta 500 kilos de peso. Nuestros clientes también podrán realizar actividades fuera de su hotel, pues hemos seleccionado lugares que cumplan con requisitos básicos de accesibilidad y en estrecha colaboración con los proveedores de estos sitios, con el fin de conseguir la entera satisfacción de nuestros clientes mientras los visitan. Una de las actividades que más nos solicitan es un recorrido por la ciudad maya de Chichén Itzá, una de las 7 nuevas maravillas del mundo moderno, en donde muy temprano pasamos a buscarte a tu hotel, te llevamos a conocer este sitio y hacemos un recorrido durante 2 horas por los lugares más importantes e interesantes de la zona. Posteriormente vamos a disfrutar de la gastronomía regional y para finalizar el recorrido pasamos por la ciudad colonial de Valladolid, en donde se puede palpar el paso de los españoles por esta ciudad y en donde también puedes realizar algunas compras en el Parque Central. Un día lleno de cultura y gastronomía y misticismo lo puedes vivir en Chichén Itzá. La visita a la ciudad maya de Tulum es otra actividad que se puede realizar. Tulum es una de las pocas ciudades con vista al Mar Caribe y la segunda más visitada después de Chichén Itzá. Este tour tiene diferentes modalidades, pues puede ser Tulum Express, solo ir a visitar el lugar y regresar a su hotel, o combinarlo Tulum con compras por Playa del Carmen, en la Quinta Avenida, o Tulum con snorkel adaptado en Acumal. El snorkel adaptado es una muestra de que cada día hay más personas interesadas en hacer de la Riviera Maya un destino accesible. Así es como Easy Snorkel ha diseñado un equipo para que las personas con discapacidad, con movilidad reducida o incluso las personas que no saben nadar puedan disfrutar de las tortugas, de los peces multicolores y de la vida del arrecife en la bahía de Acumal. Es tan fácil como entrar al mar y comenzar a ver las bellezas acuáticas. Conocer los más exóticos animales del sur de México y nadar con delfines el mismo día es posible con esta actividad organizada por Cancún Accesible, pensada en la interacción de los animales con las personas. El día inicia aprendiendo de los tucanes, los cotorros, tocando y tomándote fotos con serpientes, caminando entre cocodrilos y alimentando venados y monos. Después nos estará esperando otro lugar para nadar con delfines. La interacción con estos nobles e inteligentes animales es una experiencia que se realiza en una piscina con rampa para fácil acceso de un usuario de silla de ruedas y se realizan actividades como el beso, el abrazo, el paseo en la panza del delfín y muchas fotos para que te lleves de recuerdo. Las personas con necesidades especiales podrán tener a la llegada a su hotel o club vacacional equipos que facilitarán su estancia, desde un simple bastón, pasando por sillas de ruedas, scooters, sillas anfibias, muletas, caminadoras, cómodos para el inodoro y regadera, grúas para pacientes, camas tipo hospital, sillones reposet, así como oxígeno médico en cilindros y concentradores, hasta cuidadoras y enfermeras son las opciones que tenemos disponibles en renta. Cancún Accesible está consciente de la importancia de la formación de profesionales del turismo inclusivo, por lo que también se involucra en la capacitación. Impartimos cursos y pláticas en universidades públicas y privadas de Cancún y la Riviera Maya. a futuros profesionales del turismo, así como prestadores de servicios turísticos de empresas ícono en el destino, como Grupo Xcaret, Lomas Travel, entre otros. Estos cursos pasan por la sensibilización, concientización y formación en el trato adecuado a viajeros con alguna discapacidad física, sensorial o intelectual. Pero nuestra ambición es amplia, pues queremos llegar a ser la empresa líder en México en la capacitación en el turismo inclusivo. I'm going to stop here. We have more information, but we don't have enough time. So I just want to... Well, this is what we do. It's a private company. So more companies are getting interested. I mean, in the private sector, they are getting interested in doing more accessible infrastructure and accessible activities. But the public sector, well, you have seen in the video different places where to, from the private sector that they are doing more things for improve the accessibility, and the public sector is working too. They have improved the archaeological sites, and that's very important, because it's one of the most activities they want to do when you go to visit that area. And they have opened the first accessible beach, public accessible beach in Playa del Carmen. So they are working too with those with the accessibility. And the proof of that is now every year in Cancun and the Riviera Maya, well, in all Mexico, but I'm talking about the Cancun and the Riviera Maya, they are doing more congress, tourism symposiums talking about the accessible tourism in the Riviera Maya. Well, we have Veronica from OITS she has been working very hard there, and and last month we have a congress with architects working in accessible destinations and smart cities. So all the destination is getting more involved in accessible doing an accessible destination. Well, we invite you to know our company and to follow our networks. So I don't know.
So how long are you doing?
Well, working in the accessibility 9 years, almost 10, and running by myself the company 7 years doing those services. No question? Everything was
Yes, there
clear?
was one more, one over there.
Yep.
When we want to make a tour to Cancun, we call you.
Sure. You go to cancunaccessible.com, and we can give you all the information. Even right now, we don't do we don't rent the hotel. So you need to do by yourself right now, but we are in a project to have put together the hotel, the transportation, ground transportation, tours.
Which hotel?
Yeah, we provide a list of the hotels that are recommended, even for our previous customers. So we do a list. Yeah.
As a private business in Mexico, I have two questions. The first would be, are there any criteria that Senatur or the Secretary of Tourism in Mexico has that you have to abide by, or that businesses in Mexico abide by? And the second would be, have you received any kind of support or established some sort of partnership as a business with the government, in this case, the Senatur, which is the Ministry of Tourism there?
I won't talk about it. No, your first question. It's a hard. This is a hard to talk because government is still. They are just. I mean, I have been working this for 10 years as a private company, but at the beginning, the government was like, good job, good for you, and that's it. Now they are, paying more attention, giving more attention to this subject, because they have seen the numbers, so they have seen how many people are traveling. We don't have any support from government. We do by ourselves, but now they are getting more involved. in accessible tourism. That's a fact. They are getting more involved. And about the guidelines,
Right, because you do mention that there's over 100 hotels in the Riviera Maya that have been accessible, so I was wondering if they are following some sort of government-established guidelines.
Okay, no, well, they are accessible as we call as Viva Mexico, because we don't follow any guidelines. So this is a research that our company did. So we called the hotels and we asked, do you have accessible rooms? And they say, yeah. We have 2, we have 3. And if we call to reception, they say 2. If we call to reservation, they say 5. So they don't agree with the numbers. But nobody is, getting the numbers of how many people are arriving, how many rooms, and also they have now the laws regarding to how the rooms must be, that they follow the rules by United States. By ADA, they follow those rules, or from laws from Spain. But nobody is in charge to go to see if they are following the rules.
This is very important.
Sure.
And you don't have Mexican rules?
Yeah.
You need to follow the ADA or?
Yeah, well, I don't, because I don't own a resort, any restaurant, anything like that. We have the bans, and but there is nobody who can tell you must do this one. Well, we have the laws, we have the regulations, but nobody go to your hotel and say, oh, you have accessible rooms, then check. And no, they don't do that, and it's very important, of course, totally important. Yeah.
Just one more question.
Would you tell us about your work with the training that you do?
Sure. Well, I think infrastructure is important, but the training too. So we do training with you saw it's a park in Xcaret Park. Maybe you know, you have been there. We do simulations. If you have a disability, we send them to the park for 1 hour in a wheelchair or with a blindfold. So when they come back, they write what they found, and well, they were not very happy with their comments about their own place where they work. So they start to do the if they have a very bad ramp, after doing that activity, after doing the training, they change it, because they pass for that ramp and they say it's not good. And we do too with the students in the universities. There is only one private public university in Cancun that is talking about, they are putting in their subjects at the university things related to medical tourism and accessible tourism. So now they are getting prepared when they go out from the university to work, and now they have an idea how to do this. The best way to help a person or a traveler with disabilities.
Very good. Thank you very much.